Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you're looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, you've come to the right place. We're opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, keep watching and we'll show you exactly how it all works. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that you want to play. Most of our series will have 8 spots representing the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, you have a 1 in 8 chance to win memorabilia at an awesome value. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune in to the next available Live Breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you'll see a name appear on the screen when your break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and the order will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that show's dice roll number. After randomization, the list of names of people who bought spots in that live break will be matched up with an NFL division. If the item that's pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations. You just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Want to guarantee yourself an item instead of testing your luck? Check out the mystery box tab of our website for a variety of mystery box options. When you buy a mystery box, we'll ship it straight to your door, and some can be opened on air at your request. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Club Rewards program. This exclusive club earns you points towards specific discounts, signed items, and prizes each and every time you buy at UltimateAutographs.com. The moment you've been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
They're in fuego?
In fuego, indeed. That's exactly how we're going to get this morning started. Happy Sunday morning. Sunday is finally here. Most people consider this the end of their festivities and the fun stuff for their weekend. I consider it the end of my work week. So, but the work and festivities never stop here at Ultimate Autographs. Steven Ryan to my left. He's my left-hand man. Right-hand man outside of the break room. Left-hand man inside of it today. This is your boy, Rob Hill. And a quick cheers to everybody out there. You guys kicked some serious ass all Saturday long yesterday. I don't want to go as far yesterday as Steven is saying we had a historic Saturday morning, but it was pretty damn close. Been doing the show for
It seemed like it.
Yeah, we did 23 breaks to kick things off. That's the equivalent of putting up like a big crooked number, like a 7 or 8 spot in a baseball game to get the thing started. Pitcher still thinks that he's in his warm-up tosses before the inning starts, and before you know, we batted around and we're kicking some serious ass. I want that same level of intensity to happen this morning on the 9 a.m. show. We got our jerseys. The multi-sport, the diamonds, the quarterback room, boom or bucks, and we have a stash or cash weekend warrior. So, a lot has happened in this past week since you and I last happened to see each other. That is in the break room. You and I have, of course, conversations in and out, seeing each other around the studio here. But how are you getting your Sunday morning started off?
Relaxing, chilling. Yesterday was a interesting day, I'd say, but we're here. Let's break. Let's keep it to that.
Let's get it going indeed. And this guy, by the way, in the chat that's greeting with us so kindly, I had a feeling I'd see this guy back yesterday. You want to talk about why yesterday was so damn historic in that morning show? That's John Campbell saying good morning to us, as well as why you mad at me 7 for the dice roll YouTube. This has got to be Hermie, right? It's got to be Herm Williams from the Twitch side. Good to see you, Hermie. So John, yesterday, get a load of this. So that yesterday's show went from 9 a.m. to about 12:15. We went through 3+ hours. Very rare for us to do that. John, his first ever win, a lunar authentic helmet for Tom Brady.
Nice.
Then he decided to overdo himself by getting a Kurt Warner STS Speed Flex and then a Randy Moss Speed Flex as well.
Nice.
All on the same show. And the thing I loved about it for John, too, he just found us. He was getting himself immersed in the chat. He swung and missed on his first 2 breaks that he played in. And again, he didn't let it deter him. Chinmay and I encouraged him to keep going in the breaks. He loved what we were doing here, and he came out victorious at the end. So happy to see John back. Hopefully add it onto your collection. I expect to see Hermie a lot in the jerseys as well going forward. We got any breaking news over there? Or are you just admiring
All-star
chat.
catcher Shea Langoliers has a torn meniscus in his knee.
Oh,
Missed
boy.
the remainder of the year.
Wow, that just broke.
Yeah.
Oh,
2
boy.
minutes ago.
Oh boy.
I know he was a potential target for you guys as you're looking for a catcher.
Yeah, I mean, an inexpensive guy, years of control, cheap guy. I don't think he was a serious trade candidate, but
I don't know how many years he has left to control, because I know they were considering, or they had stalled talks on an extension. That was the main thing.
yeah, you might be right. So let me see. Oh, he's got 2 more years of arbitration after this.
But then yeah.
So he does.
Do you want to deal with that?
But making a very expensive $5.3 million this year. So we'll see. We would have seen what that's going to be. But yeah, torn meniscus at this time of the year. Probably not going to see him for the first half of 2027. We might not see baseball
That might be lucky for
at all. I was going to say, if there was ever a time for you to take a paid vacation, Shay, hopefully you get better, my man. Saw him once in the break room, by the way. Once upon a time when we had a baseball mixer. So 7 for the dice roll from Herm. We're going to get into that in just a second. Couple of plugs for you guys really quick. Got to show this off. In the upper right-hand corner now, that is not the dice roll or the chase wheel spin. We will get that adjusted once the show starts. But feel free how you like our new overlay for what we got for you guys here in the UA Live break room here today.
I even had to I sent a message to Mike.
It's gorgeous.
I love this new look.
Hell yeah, man.
I think we've been long overdue for something of this nature. And it feels nice that the producer can produce that for the host now.
Yeah, it's typically been the host kind of being the puppet master of a lot of things here, but a division of power is always good. I was the guinea pig for the first time we did it on Tuesday afternoon. It was really, really fun. Really, really enjoyed it. Me and Dom adjusted very quickly, and it's been a lot of fun for us here on staff as well. So quickly, guys, refer a friend program. You can see that number as well. We have now up to 6 people for the refer a friend. We have an Emmitt Smith authentic giveaway they're going to be doing for the rest of the month of July. July and feel and find out there. We got 5 days left in this calendar month. Somehow, some way, days continue to fly off the calendar here in 2026. Emmitt Smith, the NFL's all-time leading rusher, giving them away for free, guys. It's probably close to $1,000 worth of value that somebody's going to get sent to. Very, very easy thing to do. Kind of like our ad contest. If you want to just have an opportunity to make some more coin, win some more items here at UA, very simple concept. Send a 60 to 90 second video at marketing@ultimateautographs.com. Very simple thing for you guys to do. If you've won merchandise and memorabilia here at UA, that qualifies you to send that. Again, be creative, be funny, drop some satire in there. I'm a big satire type of guy. If you want to, put on some old Greek Odyssey type of garments and recreate the Odyssey. I saw the Odyssey a couple of days ago on the IMAX screen, actually. The only IMAX screen in the state of Illinois. I think there's only 40 IMAX screens, Steven, across the continental United States. Luckily, Woodridge, Illinois has one of them. It was the greatest movie viewing experience of my lifetime. It was that damn good. It filmed on a 70 millimeter type of film. It was just incredible, man. Have you seen the Odyssey yet?
I just saw Toy Story 5, and I don't know when the next movie I'm going to see it.
Smart man. How was it? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, all Toy Stories are good, man. So.
Exactly. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah. No, I think it's well written. I think it's funny, and I think I think Pixar does a fantastic job of trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
But you're not going to. That's the problem.
Sadly, that is
we do have a
life
single,
in general.
though, in the triple threat quarterback room. So
awesome. So we'll get this.
Put me to the
set
test
up
here with this new system, and then we shall do a break.
Yeah, Steven will get that ready and prepared for you guys, but we cannot do any break, of course, without the dice roll and the chase wheel spin. Again, Hermie's going for 7. I'm going to go with 10 for today. Any guesses at all that you want to throw out there
8.
for the dice roll? 8 sounds good to me, and it's going to be 7. Herb, it's got to be a good sign for you, my man. It's going to be 7. I'm going to rock some things out here for you guys in just a second in that quarterback room single. This will be the name randomizer that we'll get into. And also, you know what? Just because we're going to have a pre-fill for this, I'll be a kind fellow, Steven. We're going to rock the quarterback room for the chase wheel spin. Whether we do the Boomer Bucks or if we end up doing the quarterback room and we sell out that series at some point, folks, we are going to have a brand new series that will enter the fray. So again, Please bear with us here for a quick second. I'm sure this is all set up now. That's going to be quarterback room single number 5.
Yep. I should have it in there. Do I have to...
Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, looks like it's all pulled up and ready to go. Kyle Brown, David Randall, Levitt, and John Campbell. Johnny Boy closing that out. Way to go, John. Looking to bowl for soup one more time here today. One number for
1985.
Yes, sir. 1985.
It's a great song.
Very, very good song. Classic party song. House party of the 2000s. Shit, even in high school, even though that song came out like 10 to 15 years before I was in high school, I was played a lot at some great high school parties.
Recently, I think it's just a good song.
Yeah, I had this rankings of 2004 songs that came up in my For You yesterday, and it was a very nice blast from the past. Anytime you can drop Avril Lavigne or the Killers into the queen of punk rock of the 2000s.
Lavigne.
Yeah,
She's still making music.
She's still chasing her skater boy out there. That is indeed for sure, guys. Again, my apologies for the.
Thanks to Skater Boy, she doesn't really need to do too much chasing. So.
That is 100% true, guys. Please bear with me going forward here. If I sound like a garbage disposal, currently not feeling the best, a little under the weather over here. So
take a hit.
Just I was gonna say this is a magical concoction that Steven put in here for me. Unlike Toby Keith, there's only good things inside of this Red Solo Cup. So.
Yeah, you gotta get the morning done correctly.
You know what? This honestly is fantastic.
You need another one.
I might have to take another shot soon, but it literally is. It is so damn clear. Man, that is really, really good. I'm trying to think of a comparison of what the lime juice tastes like with that. It's
what the drinks they all tell us are. It's what it's supposed to be.
It's like mineral water, but it's with really good flavor of lime juice. What's going on, Sean? Good morning to you, buddy.
Good morning, Sean. Well, Bradley Beal. I don't know, regardless of what we think of him as.
Oh, this is an interesting poll.
I know, but his mom, he's always said his mom was like, put some salt in your water. Because you're going to need it. Because you're going to need it.
Shout out to Bradley Beal's mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She clearly knew what she was doing.
I was going to say, I might have to put her on the chase wheels for that advice this morning. Haven't heard anything from you guys. That is A-okay. Let's see if we got this, Steven. We're going to go with, speaking of basketball guards, we're going to go with number 3 for the answer. Allen Iverson, do we happen to have the AI number for the quarterback room?
Yeah, let's take a look here.
We will end up taking a look. That's another cool thing before you run over and check the boxes. You can just literally check the boxes itself now and see if it's available.
QB room.
Number 3.
It looks like we don't. It looks like the closest one we have is 5. Triple threat QB?
Yes.
So 5. That's the one we're going to do.
Bitchin'. Sounds good to me.
Gone off the wheel.
I'm enjoying a cold beer right now, guys. Shout out to you, Sean. Shout out to you, my man. Stay cool with the beer. Stay cool watching UA with us this morning. Hopefully everybody is enjoying their Sundays. They're flipping their flapjacks, popping the Keurig cups into their lovely coffee device. Lord knows I rely on Keurig more than most people, folks. Again, so we're gonna have. By the way, the dice roll. I know it says 8. We will change that in a second. The dice roll, just so you guys know, was 7 that we spun. Hence why Herm got so excited. He said, "Nice." But it is going to be 7, guys. Do not let that fool you, please. We'll get that updated in just a little bit. Hey, you got your jersey in the mail. My man. Again, Sean, I just dropped that ad contest, buddy. Again, obviously, as you know, free to enjoy, free to enter. Again, put on the jersey. Go crazy with it. You can earn yourself up to $250 in UA store credit. We appreciate any and all of your submissions, guys. And again, it's benefiting you the most at the end of the day. It's free to enter, and it's just something fun to do. One of the coolest things that I've seen here at UA is when we had an ad contest entry from Katie Levitsky and Adam Meadows, where they had their kids impersonating a couple of our hosts on staff. Can I sauce that box cutter from you? Because
sorry.
It seems like I made that. Oh no, you are good, my man. You are good. All right, so we got Kyle Brown dominating the NFC North and South. David with half the spots in this breaking the NFC East, AFC South, AFC East, and AFC West. And, of course, our guy JC closing it out, and John Campbell. 6 golden tickets remain. Bo Nix, Michael Vick, secondary headliners as well. For this quarterback room, I believe it is, and I'll have to go back through the description and see. That is going to be replica helmets, get you $50 in store credit. I hate to be this guy because you're the best guy around at the job here on the producer side, my man. But if that 8 can turn into a 7 on that chase wheel spin, just in case.
You are correct.
Just in case some people.
Sorry, it's my first show under the new
get
system.
Uppity. Yeah. A brand new debut, or I guess you could say it's a Spider-Man A New Day, which I'm very excited to see. So, because I did see the Odyssey, talk about a superstar cast.
Change that?
Hearing Tom Holland talk about his Spider-Man role. I've been watching a lot of old Spider-Man lately, and I haven't seen a lot of the new Tom Holland ones.
You haven't seen those?
Not a lot of the Holland ones. For you and I, for our age group, I grew up a big Tobey Maguire guy. That's always been my Spider-Man.
That's fair.
So, let's see what we got here to start off our morning. Very, very cool. So we're going to go with first hit of the day. It's going to be a very, very nice hidden gem for an authentic helmet. One of the best quarterbacks in this team's franchise's history. A 3-time Pro Bowler, one of the best southpaw tossers of the pigskin.
Ooh.
Mark Brunell.
Marky B.
Mark Brunell, baby. Absolutely gorgeous helmet. Really, really cool stuff there. For the Jacksonville Jaguars. Legendary quarterback. Very, very nice. Again, a guy that unfortunately did not go on too many deep postseason runs. Shout out to David Randall. My man, congratulations to you. Very, very nice. I've always heard that the best people in life go by 3 names whenever they are addressed. So David Randall Levant. Very, very nice. Don't recognize the name. Not sure if this is one of your first entries in times playing here in the break room, my man. So if it is, congratulations. But yeah, Mark Brunell, with Fred Taylor, who we get a lot, Jimmy Smith, who we get on rare occasions, forming some really, really good offenses for the Jags. Sadly, defensively and coaching-wise, not the best when Brunell played. But again, made some pretty good runs there with the Jags.
I'll say Brunell, although he's not on the team, he was one of my, I think it was Madden 06 with Sean Alexander on the cover. I liked to use the Redskins, and he was the quarterback for that squad.
We all have, if you grew up playing video games in the 2000s, I think we all kind of have one of those. One of those teams, whatever it might be.
Well, like Nick Knows Ball, right? You know him.
Yeah.
But like that's I'm not him, obviously. He put it to work. But like that's basically how I know all the players that I know. It's just like going through these rosters on these teams.
Yep.
In MLB, NBA, and NFL. So it's along those same lines. But for a hidden gem, Mark Brunell, quarterback, not bad.
Not shabby at all. You could definitely do a lot worse. And again, 133 an authentic helmet. Authentics, even without an inscription, are usually running for about $500 or so, $550. Again, you got Mark Brunell on there, probably in the upwards of maybe $600 to $700 range. For a Jaguars fan, like a guy like Ivan Rodriguez, priceless. So we'll get back into the break room now that that's updated, see where things currently lie. We're going to do a nice top to bottom rundown here. And I'm glad you mentioned the video game aspect of learning rosters. My 2 random football teams, Madden 04, I actually first had it on my my Game Boy. Ironically, not a very common console to have Madden 04 on. 2004 Packers. Brett Favre, Amon Green, Bubba Franks, Donald Driver.
Just couldn't do it.
Donald Driver, yeah. This is before I even realized what the green and gold meant to the Chicagoans. Again, I was 5 or 6, but then my first ever team that I played on the sticks, ESPN 2K5, Terrell Owens on the front cover.
In the helmet vision.
The helmet vision, my favorite all-time, the crib, favorite all-time.
That you couldn't do anything in. But yes, I loved it too. Don't worry. I was a tremendous fan of it.
I could still hear the right when you walk in. Man, playing Steve-O, Carmen Electra.
If someone just enhanced that aspect of that game and made it 20 years later, they'd make millions.
Yeah, no, but then sadly they would add microtransactions they have to get through. Yeah, that would be the sad thing about nowadays. So.
I get the time again. Well, 2K tried to get me.
Yeah.
But now that they do digital only, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I just get it at Christmas like everyone else for $20.
And just get it for a lot cheaper. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not going to feel like that long of a wait though. It's about a 3-month wait. You're not going to. It's more common than you think for 2K.
I still haven't played 2K26. You and I still need to run.
Still run for that, yeah. We have now gotten to whenever you get into the dog days of summer on a 2K game cycle, that shit's nasty.
No, it's not fun.
Oh, it is. It is nasty. But we'll get around to that as we can. So while Steven takes a quick step out, we're going to take a quick step into the break room, guys. Again, 6 golden tickets, 4 headliners, and now 11 boxes remain. 44% chance of getting yourself a headliner. 3 AFC South golden tickets and 3 NFC Souths as well. Bo Nix and Michael Vick headline the secondary headliners for you folks here this morning. Really, really nice stuff that we got across the break page here for you guys. The golden tickets, I'll explain that once we come back around.
Sorry, I need a fresh.
By all means. For a secondary, I didn't see you holding the black top part of that expo. Kind of looked like you had like sniffing salts for a second. The way that you were holding that, Lord, so can you sniff them?
Sure.
I can. I was gonna say I can.
Can't imagine it's that great.
I could use some right about now. Get my ass going. Bo Nix has gotten his ass going the last 2 full seasons of his career for the Denver Broncos, as you guys all know if you listen to us religiously. We always talk about he's a winning quarterback. He was in college. Certainly has translated to the pros. It's kind of ironic because everybody called Sean Peyton the village idiot when he decided to go to upper management and insisted that they draft up to get Bo Nix 2 years ago. And you look at that draft class, right? Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, the list goes on and on for premier franchise quarterbacks that, turn into franchise quarterbacks pretty quickly for those franchises. Even a guy like J.J. McCarthy, who's coming off of a national title, was taken before Bo Nix, but he has won the most games out of any one of those quarterbacks so far. And again, I think we can all agree as well for Bo, if he did not unfortunately shatter his ankle in one of those final drives against the Buffalo Bills, they probably represent the Broncos in the Super Bowl for the AFC, regardless of what the
They came out with the win though.
yeah.
Where'd you get that base?
Regardless of the
Where'd you get the Murakami base?
this little thing right here. I think ever since I had this guy in the back here, he hasn't left the ballpark yet. So I might have to give it back to you in return. Bring it to. I'm just saying. Let baseball when you probably had this card. So in home runs. So I'm gonna have to get a little superstitious here.
PCA's getting close.
I was gonna say a little reversal of fortunes.
I think
Give me a
24,
PCA and I'll switch you.
I have plenty of PCA. Don't worry.
This is a really nice card.
Unlike some people, I invested heavily
I
early.
feel bad for those that don't, especially if those people had an ability to give back to even more people. Michael Vick's secondary headliner. This is what I'm playing for, guys, in this quarterback room, and maybe just any other series. Again, I like to look at the glass being half full instead of it being half empty. Michael Vick, secondary headliner. If that is an Atlanta Falcon for Vick, of course, that doubles up with an NFC South golden tickets. The best of both worlds, Hannah Montana style, here in the break room. And again, once we go through this top to bottom rundown, folks, then I will end up translating to you guys what the golden tickets are, what is currently in the locker, because the locker is always changing. The locker literally sounds like a locker that you would use in school. You open up your locker in between periods, you grab a book out of your locker, and what would you do? Every time you take a book out, you're probably switching it out, and you're probably putting some books back in, some materials, some items. Our locker, ironically, honestly, works in a very similar way. Anytime an item is redeemed, we actually have a queue system now set up for you guys that things are almost automatically replaced based on the item. Just the jerseys? Just the jerseys?
His name was on the site. So
on the site. You could just go you ever just can't wait and you got to go the custom route?
No, I'm just waiting.
You're going to go, you're going to wait? Yeah. I was gonna say you don't want to go the Don Pellegrini route and get the dude. When he told me that Antonacci story about the last, it was like the first Antonacci like shirt or jersey like a couple weeks after his debut. It's the only one that he found in a Sports Fanatic store. At,
dude, I think I told you about it. I went to a Cubs game with my friend, and my number one scaring thing to me is like this guy. He bought a custom Cubs jersey, so like that's awesome, right? Hit, you know what it said on it? Said 99. Last name here.
You told me about this. Yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? I respect the play because you're probably the only person that ever did that.
Top prospect. You ever heard of him? You never heard of last name
here?
I should
make a Joe Random. That would be a play.
Joe Random 24.
Yes,
man,
that would be a play right
Been waiting since MLB 06 for him to make his debut. So. It's been a fat minute. So You got a, speaking of, since we've been on the topic, you have a particular baseball game that steals your heart to this day? MVP Baseball 05 is always the one that's, that always just kind of sits with me. Even though I started with 03 with Randy Johnson and Miguel Tejada. Talk about two, I don't want to say random because those guys were MVP and Cy Young.
You named it.
But yeah, MVP.
That's my game.
And the soundtrack, dude, the franchise mode, you could play up to 100. Dude, you know what's crazy about that? And
Jose Reyes and Zach Greinke. Prime prospects.
I was going to say prime. Dude, that was not only the prospects, they went as low as A-ball.
Yeah.
You know, it took until recent years for MLB, the show franchises to actually go as low. But by the way, they don't even play seasons for single A. And MLB, the show franchise, they are literally just like, they don't have stats. They don't play a season. It's still only AA and AAA. So kind of weird. But they do have progression even though they don't play. So try to explain that one.
Just imagine it.
I would love to get better at life by sitting around and doing nothing. That would be the ultimate progression system.
Why
but
video games could be the best.
I guess that's why they're not based in reality.
Yes.
This, however, is diamonds.
Like they're a distraction.
7 headliners, 18 boxes. I can guarantee, can't go to a higher octave level than that today, guys, that you cannot find a diamond anywhere else for $109. You know where you can definitely not find one for more than $109? Rogers and Holland. Trust me, I know. 8s across the singles, doubles, and the quads.
I would love to see the video of you going in there and be like,
we got a whole lot. No, you know, dude, you know what's? I made my first official payment yesterday, so I'm officially literally locked in for life for that now. So very, very happy to do so. It's a very lovely ring.
I got mine at K's, and she gets cleanings every 6 months, so it's nice.
Anthony K's? I heard.
Not quite.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well,
Not that guy.
I certainly believe that your ring has much more value than Anthony K's. So,
especially when you bet his K's under.
You know, he's actually early. Actually, I truthfully stopped betting baseball in April, beginning of May. But I'm 2-0 on Anthony K props because he was started off 3.5 strikeouts.
That's what it's back to.
I was gonna say which for him is kind of, well, he jacks up his pitch count a lot. He struggles to get out of the 4th or 5th inning sometimes. His stuff is good though. His stuff is good.
After
at least
someone sees him for the second time.
Just not so much. Just don't touch Noah Schultz props going forward, and you'll be all right. So you got hooked on that A's game right before the break a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
I've been hooked.
Yeah,
but I've hooked as well. It went in my favor last night. I had both unders in the Brewer and the Rockies game, and they took out Felter. He had 4, and they Bowers hit him hard again. So that's when they took him. I was like,
took him on. Yes. When you're on the hook.
Yeah, it was 4.5. I had him under. It was at 4. And I was like, just remove him from the game. You guys suck. You need to. You guys need to keep this one in bay.
I feel like that has to be their moniker when you walk in a Coors Field. Welcome to the Colorado Rockies. We suck.
We suck.
So I think I told you this
enjoy
before.
Our ballpark.
So
it is beautiful, by the way.
So 3 years ago, well, I think it was 2023 because that's how calendars work. So my dad's God bless his soul. My dad's 76. He has a lifetime buddy since he was about 6 or 7 years old. You know, we're literally talking about a 70-year friendship here. He's lived out in Colorado for the last 30 plus years. He's a season ticket holder for the Rockies.
Yeah, I bet that's a great deal.
Oh, dude, so he's basically printing tickets away, kind of like the Kings.
Yeah.
Did you see that? What was that at Costco? They were giving away Kings season tickets at Costco. Did you not see that at the end of last year? They were literally putting them at like casual like discount bulk stands when you walk into Costco. They were literally selling Kings season tickets in bulk for discounts. It was one of the most hilarious. I thought it was like a meme, but it's a very true thing.
Awesome.
So
I respect their game.
My dad's buddy's name is Bill, and it was my first time going out to Colorado. Absolutely beautiful. He lives right down the street from the stadium, and we're talking to all the season ticket Rockies fans that are right in this section. It's about 2 or 3 rows above the third base dugout. They're literally saying it's like, we know the experience that we've gotten into the last number of the years. They hate the ownership. They hate the front office, but they're just like, we get such good deals in the environment. Like the ballpark's beautiful, but it's like the Sox and Rockies, probably the 2 worst teams in baseball that year in 23. But it's like they're drawing almost 30,000. And I'm just kind of like, I'm like, no wonder they don't give a shit about this team and making it better. It's like, I'm like, this is why y'all got to make, dude, they had a run from, I think, 2005 to 2000. And I think that year in 23, but they had to sell out every single night for like 17 years. I'm like, you guys are a part of the problem.
Yep.
And we deal with that as Bulls fans. I mean,
we're
we've
back.
we've been.
We're back.
Well, I was going to say, well, they may have saved their bacon.
Yeah.
If you guys don't believe us, play the Bill Simmons clip about what he thinks about Caleb
I tagged
Wilson.
you in that. I was like, this guy, he nailed it.
No,
he nailed it.
You were the reason why I saw it first, and then I watched the pod immediately afterwards. I will no longer
have described it any better.
I will no longer have sardines in my body.
Yeah, exactly. I have to replenish them.
And this is look, we don't have any. There's nothing fishy about the items that we have here at Ultimate Autographs. Everything is certified. Everything is authenticated here in the UA Live break room. Derrick Henry, Lunar Speed Flex.
Ooh.
Let's
haven't seen that name in a while.
Right? So it's Derrick Henry. I definitely cannot say that this is a seasonal hit. This is a very, very good hit. We get Derrick Henry fairly often. I would kind of say that he's, to make another weather analogy, I would say that he's an overcast hit. Overcast, you see it from time to time. Usually you get either, pissing rain or, sunshiny skies. Overcast you get every now and then. Derrick Henry perfectly fits into that category. I was making this argument with Hayden the other day when he was filling in for Robbie. Again, by the way, huge shout out to Robbie, our coworker.
Congratulations, sir.
Tied the knot yesterday. Haven't heard anything from him, so hopefully he still has the pulse.
I imagine he would.
Well, I was going to say you can certainly welcome him to Merry Life. I'll be eventually finding it out down the road.
Your boat's in the dock.
He's officially ported that bow. So, but for Derrick Henry, we talked about how I think we've kind of taken Derrick for granted, how underrated he is. This guy, if he continues to do what he's doing, man, and he continues to do this in those mid 30s, he might finish behind Emmitt Smith for the second most rushing yards of all time.
If he can just pop off 1 or 2 more years, I think he'll catch him. Because last year it felt like a down year, right? Last year I would say kind of felt like a down year for him, maybe because of fantasy, whatever.
I think he had a pretty great.
He had like 1595,
which is that's pretty. Well, I think you might be right because I think he had like 1900 the year before.
Mm-hmm. Now,
so
hold on. What's Emmitt Smith at?
22. No. He's at 18.
Jerry. That's Jerry.
No, he's at 18 probably.
He's at 18,355.
Yeah, 18. Yeah.
18,356. So that's what Derrick Henry will need.
Okay.
Once we get to him here, we're gonna minus.
What is he at? Like 13.
13, 18.
So about
5,338 yards.
Okay, so I mean,
how many he is?
So divide that by 3.
You want to divide that number by 3? You think
divide it by 3. I think
years?
He's not going to do that shit in 2 years. I mean, he's got to.
He might not do. Okay, so
he has to have back-to-back.
I will say this:
2,000 plus start seasons.
I'll say this: he needs back-to-back 1,500 plus right now. Maybe.
So what would divide it by 3?
Let's do 3. That's 1779.
That's really tough.
Yeah. Okay. But I'll say this, and I don't say this about a lot of running backs.
Yeah.
Let's say he just does 3 years of 1,500. So the 5.
That'll get him to 4,500.
Yeah. So he'll need less than 1,000 in his last year, which would be his 36 season.
You think at that point that becomes the biggest storyline in the NFL? You think that teams will just kind of like open up the floodgates at some point, like if it's a blowout, and it'd be like, you know what? Carry your ass all the way down the field. Get your garbage stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's real. But with the additional game, like that's all.
Which is a big factor. So wait, what? So he's what? 32, I think.
He just turned 32.
Okay.
Oh he's gonna be 33 in January. He needs another big time year this year. If he can get 2,000 this year, I know it's a lot to ask.
Yeah. That'll make a
but
big,
the Ravens
big
would
dent.
rather give him the ball than Lamar Jackson to run it.
Yeah.
We know we want Lamar to run it. Like, I'm not saying don't run it, Lamar, but like,
yeah,
if one person's going to take the physical toll.
That was I don't know about you, but out of all the storylines last year from the NFL season, because there's always, a lot of them good and bad.
And we do have a jersey single, but yeah, keep going.
Awesome, cool. Now, I was going to say, excuse me, Lamar's lack of running ability last year was like very concerning. Even when he was healthy, the guy just didn't have the explosion and the wherewithal to run more consistently. I don't know if that was by design or something that he himself just didn't want to do, maybe risking injury. But it's just like if you look at his rushing yard totals game to game last year, I mean, it was frighteningly concerning because this guy was the most explosive athlete. Look, that's what made him. You know, when he was drafted out of Louisville, a lot of so-called experts,
They wanted him to be a receiver.
a running back. You know, you could have a guy like, they wanted him to be the OG Taysom Hill. Little quarterback, little tight end, little running back, little wide receiver here and there.
I'd say he's exceeded that.
I would say so too. I mean, find me a person on planet Earth that expected Lamar Jackson to be a two-time MVP.
Right.
Which, by the way, when we're talking about, again, Colin Cowherd, shout out to you. You're on a major station. I mean, you're not on Facebook,
like
YouTube,
Colin
and Twitch.
Cowherd.
I like his storytelling, but for you to put Caleb Williams as the third best quarterback in the NFL is absolute bullshit.
He's just anticipating.
I
That's all he's doing.
understand, but there are some. Look,
What is happening?
if you want to talk about the that's something. Kind of looks like a Roblox screen. Is that the Instagram side of things?
Yeah, I don't know.
Which, by the way,
That should be ready. Is it up there for you?
Yes, it is, my man. Yeah, all good to go. I'll ask for that in a second. Welcome in Instagram. I got your comments pulled up over here, just so you guys know. If you want to comment in our main chat, that is Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you want to comment on Twitter/X or Instagram, you have to do that in the individual chat. I have both pulled up here for whenever you guys say stuff. So one number for jersey, number 9, and feeling fine on this Sunday morning. Robert Kubiak, any relation to Clint? At all? Kennedy J, Dwayne Oliveria, Brian Schultz, and John Campbell. John, man, what do you? John's putting a lot of breaks into his cereal bowl this morning. This man is freaking hungry. He's ready to attack, and I love this from John, man. Again, he's been playing with this for less than 48 hours now. He's kicking ass. He understands how things work. He's a big Floridian. He's a big-time Gators fan. Things you love to see. John, right on cue, going with box number 11. Since it's over here, I'll stretch my legs. Let's see what we got here for box number 11. Do we have 11? Yes, we do.
This is actually kind of annoying.
Very, very nice. So, by the way, speaking of Instagram comments, we had somebody that I didn't even, because again, we're getting used to reading them live on air here. We had a first-time winner yesterday, Curtis Castillo.
Nice.
Won himself a jersey yesterday, and he found us via Instagram. So again, more platforms, more ways to talk about UA. And again, John, I know you're a new guy, so this obviously pertains to you very, very well. Please make sure to tell if you have anybody that has the same level of memorabilia or sports interest as you. Don't know if you saw it at the beginning of the show, but the Refer a Friend and the ad contest, 2 dynamite ways for you to get yourself some UA coin here. So we got the 8 names randomized. What is going to be behind door number 11 this morning? NFC North, Dwayne Oliveria. John Campbell, baby. Box collar magic and owner of half the spots in this break. Dominating the NFC South, AFC North, AFC South, and AFC East. Kennedy J and Robert Kubiak in the middle of that Campbell sandwich. And Brian Schultz in the AFC West. Brian Schultz sounds like a 7-year veteran quarterback.
Like backup.
Nice little backup. Yeah, I was going to say he's kind of giving Chad Daniel type vibes. Chase Daniel, excuse me.
We're going to get rid of that.
Who won Huddle Up number 8?
Got the jerseys?
Yes.
Give me a moment, I can look.
Yep, Steven can look that up for you real quick. He's looking that up right now. I'll let him do the announcement for that before I reveal this photoed headliner hit that we got in here. So he's actually a photo headliner in another series that we have right now.
Looks like Paul Sandifer won a Dante Whitner jersey.
Dante Whitner, the Hitner. But this guy that I got in this box right here, Steven, this guy doesn't induce a lot of tackles. He actually does a great job at evading and bull rushing right through them. I always say this on air, the most underrated superstar in the NFL, especially for the last 2 years. Last year's league leading in rushing yards across the entire NFL. James Cook.
Oh, there we go. Good James Cook.
John Campbell just continues to rack up wins. Early in his UA career, he bought half the spots in the break. He called the number himself, and he's playing this series like a 10-year veteran. Christina, love the sportsmanship as well, my friend. My apologies. I assume that was not you that ended up winning that break or anybody that you knew. But kind of like John. I talked about John yesterday, his first time playing. He swung and missed on his first 2 breaks. and Lord knows how many things. This is the 4th separate break I've now seen John win myself. I'm sure he won many, many more yesterday. Shout out to you, Brother Bear. Great win. I'm gonna get our little stanchion real quick. I know we're glazing, as the kids would say, a whole lot of Derrick Henry talk, but James Cook deserves a lot more love. A lot of people, I think, misuse the term Batman and Robin. This guy is the Batman to Josh Allen's Superman.
Yeah. Okay, so just for some comparison contrast here.
Go on.
If Derrick Henry were to be privileged to get the same amount of carries that Emmitt Smith got,
that's a good point.
he would only need to average 3.05 yards a carry to catch him. Now, let's aggregate this because I don't think he's going to. Derrick Henry's at 2,600 carries.
Okay.
2622 or something like that. Emmitt Smith got like 4,408. They gave him the pill, all right? They let Emmitt cook, as everyone likes to say these days. Derrick Henry has been.
What's the yards per carry difference?
Yards per carry for yards per attempt, I'll say. 4.2 for Emmitt. As it sits, but again, remember he's kind of got the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar thing going for him.
Mr. Longevity.
Yeah, and then 4.9 for Mr. Derrick Henry over his career.
How many games has he played,
Derrick?
Yeah.
153.
Almost.
Emmitt 226.
Almost 5 yards a carry for your career. Basically 5 yards a carry.
Last year, 5.2.
Ridiculous.
So
and again, yeah.
And I don't think they're going to bless him with that many more carries.
Yeah.
Because that's just 4,000 is a lot.
You know, sadly in this day and age.
2662 is his carry total.
Jesus.
But he has had, besides 2023 Tennessee, that was kind of more of his down year. And then in 2021, I think that's when he got hurt.
Yeah.
He pretty much, if he goes to 15 games and starts 15 of them, or the 16 or 17, he gets over 300 a carry. Let's try and do this really quick.
For those that are just
5,338 divided by how many more carries do we think he's going to get? That is the question.
Just need some golden tickets now, John, baby. Yeah, you get it. If you're just tuning in, we're trying to hypothetically create a Derrick Henry career path to get the most yards ever.
I'm gonna say 1,200 on the lower end. That's if things don't work out. That's 300 for the next 4 years. Probably more because last year he got 307, the year before 325, 2022 349.
And it's all. I mean, he didn't miss any games. I'm assuming. Or maybe
last year
one.
He has played in every single game for the past 3 seasons.
That's going to be the hardest thing.
Yep, that's the part that might hurt him. But he'll have to average 4.45 yards a carry.
Yeah,
which would be half a yard lower than his career.
than what he has right now. Well, I mean, the greatest thing about Derrick, right, and the reason why he's had this
and the reason
dominance,
I like him, and the reason I like
his diet change is a real thing.
No, very real. But Emmitt Smith, I'm not, and this is not discrediting Emmitt Smith because he is statistically the greatest running back ever. I'm not denying that.
Yeah, like you said, the Kareem.
5'9", 221. That's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
5'9" is nuts.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
6'2", 252.
252.
My man is built to take some physicality.
A little Mack truck there.
And he'll deliver it back to you. Now, could that hurt him in the end? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But guys that you and I pretty much grew up with. So like, when I look at Adrian Peterson, obviously that's a big time.
I was thinking more Jerome Bettis in terms of the build.
Well, he's thick, but Adrian Peterson was 6'1", 220.
Yeah.
Right? Jerome Bettis.
Yeah. Probably in the same weight class.
5'11", 252.
Yeah.
So
right on the dot, just
3 inches
shorter.
shorter.
Smaller, yeah. Well, again, I don't think we've ever seen, and again, I'm far from a football aficionado, but I don't think we've seen a build for a running back like Derrick Henry. But with his prowess of speed and his size at 250, that's the most incredible thing. And even if he starts to deaccelerate, I mean, even if he gets less touches, I still think he can maintain his efficiency. Yeah. Even if he's used less and less. So
he's gonna average 5 yards a carry.
That's my whole thing. Yeah.
That's where it's gonna.
I mean, how many? And again, I'm not saying. Look,
he has to pick up a chunk of it.
I'm not.
These next 2-3 years.
So
that is, and again, that's the hill is 29, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is over that hill, but he's still running people down.
So if you were playing in a 12-man fantasy football
where does
league,
he rank in fantasy right now?
I was going to say, if you play in a 12-man fantasy football league, I'm asking this to you, just full standard PPR.
I have the 5th pick this year.
Okay, so on the way back, right, you're obviously playing Snake.
Yep.
So you would have, do you think that Derrick Henry, when he gets to you at the turn in the second round,
14.
Do you think that he will be there for you at the turn of the second round?
I might not think that because it depends on who's ahead of me. Because my friend, the guy who I told you about playing 2K, he loves Derrick Henry as well. We respect the hell out of his game.
How many people do you have in your league?
10.
10?
Yeah. So we're all. A lot of people might not pick him because it's just his age.
You looking to add?
No, we're not. My friend hates that we added 2 more. He wanted 8, so he could load up his team.
Load up. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, no,
I'm not a big fan of that. I can't do that. Bare minimum 10.
Yeah, see, like Brock Bowers at 16, no thank you. Saquon Barkley at 17 is kind of disrespectful. The bounce back,
especially with AJ Brown being on, yeah. You think so? Yeah.
Well, again, he wasn't going to replicate the year that he had prior.
Yeah.
That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I'll expect him to bounce back nicely.
Which by the way, speaking of fantasy here, big shout out to Brian Maresca, man, longtime regular. He actually is going to be the commissioner of a league called UA versus the Fans. It's going to be me, Robbie Lopez, and actually Hayden. We're going to be taking on 9 people that are playing here from Ultimate Autographs. Brian's idea behind it, really, really cool concept. He created that league not too long ago, so that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be my first time. Yeah, it's gonna.
I stepped down.
I'm sure. Did you really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm not managing.
So you were the OG of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Brian put it together, but yeah, I stepped down.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't have time to do. I barely have time to do.
You don't have time for Stinker Tinker time.
No, I don't. That's the problem. If I do have Stinker Tinker time, I need to win my friends league before I can venture out.
I am not. So as you guys know, I'm here, every Sunday morning. I've been doing this since the end of August last season. And I'm not kidding you. And this is maybe a little, TMI. Every morning, because I wake up at about 6:30, 6:45 to get ready and get here for you guys. On Sundays during football season, that was literally like my prime time. I would have my deep shower thoughts. And I would think about, okay, who's healthy? I would have the Adam Schefter notifications turned on. And it's like, that's what got me going to start my day. Yep. And then I would place my, illegitimate, FanDuel placements as well. I just can't wait for NFL season, man. I cannot wait for that to get going. Real quick, by the way, I guess for whatever reason, the auto refresh isn't on for the jerseys. So whenever you can, we got a lot of other series to talk about, though, guys. I want to get back into the diamonds. John said he's going for some golden tickets. Sadly, Johnny Boy, they cannot be found here, but of course the quarterback room and the Boomer Bucks, which I will get into shortly. Those will be the best avenues for you to get into. Nick Bosa on this beautiful rivalry for the San Francisco 49ers. Awesome game day authentic. Look, it's very obvious what we got when it comes to for Nick Bosa and the 49ers, which, by the way, prayers up for Kyle Shanahan. It's not John Lynch actually made an announcement this morning for those that are not aware. Kyle Shanahan, unfortunately, got into a very gruesome car accident near his home yesterday. He's going to miss the entire preseason. He's going to miss the rest of training camp, and he is questionable to actually coach opening night.
Wow.
Broken ribs. He tested positive for concussions as well. Thank God, no life-threatening injuries. But you could argue the most important, most valuable offensive-minded coach in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
He is going to miss some time to possibly start the year for the 49ers. And look, I'm not trying to make any jokes out of this, but ironically, the biggest thing that held the 49ers back from hitting their ceiling last year, Steven, was injuries. So now before the season has even began, it's already hit their coaching staff. Nick Bosa, obviously was one of the prime guys last year, Steven, that ended up getting injured. Him, Fred Warner, and others.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you this. Again, we could play hypotheticals in a lot of different ways here. If the Niners stay relatively healthy, can you see them representing the NFC in the Super Bowl this year? Yeah.
I can see any of those 3 teams. I don't know about Seattle.
The Niners, the Rams, and the Cardinals.
Yep. The Seattle, that's the one that concerns me.
Yeah, they had an okay year last year.
They need some water, lime, and salt in their drinks. So.
Oh, really? Screw Gatorade.
They might be hungover.
Gatorade.
They might be. I don't know. We'll see how they're coaching. We'll see. And again, they got to play a tough schedule. That's kind of part of it too.
They unfortunately went through the Super Bowl winning withdrawals in terms of their coaching staff, some of their players getting poached as well. But again, it'll be interesting to see how they replace Kenneth Walker on the offensive side. Lost some defensive talent, obviously lost their brilliant offensive coordinator in Clint Kubiak. But I think the 49ers definitely good. They were my sleeper Super Bowl pick last year. I mean, look, we knew how much of a disarray the Eagles were, but the fact in the first playoff game you played last year, playing second and third stringers on defense, you went into the house of the reigning Super Bowl champions and you beat the living shit out of them for 60 minutes in Philadelphia. I thought that was really impressive. Now, of course, you can come back and, well, Rob, they got the shit kicked out of them by Seattle the next week. But again, hey, you lost to the Super Bowl champions who they dominated their way throughout the entire postseason. So for Seattle last year, so you just have to tip your cap. And again, that injured secondary eventually caught up to them. But health barring, they got the coaching staff, the infrastructure. My bold prediction for San Francisco, I think that they will average the most points in the NFL this year.
Really? You think
Purdy, Evans, Kittle, McCaffrey,
Brandon
Pearsall.
Ayuk.
Washington Commander, ? Brandon Ayuk. So, that'll definitely change a lot of people's minds.
I'll say what does interest me, and again, this is more from a card perspective, the Jaden Daniels bounce back.
Yeah?
Like, I think he's going to.
Oh, yeah,
for sure. People forgot about him. Because last year, obviously, Drake May made the Super Bowl, second in MVP. Caleb Williams took his ascension. Bo Nix was in the AFC Championship game. Like, people forgot Jaden Daniels led his team to the NFC title game the year before. And then this year, they were kind of just injury-riddled and played a little bit tougher of a schedule than normal.
You know what? And here's the hesitancy, and I think this is all from Washington fans. They are deathly afraid of a Robert Griffin III type of situation where so explosive, so unique as an athlete, the player's rookie year, like Daniels, like, RG3, for that not to eventually repeat. And I'm not saying that Jaden Daniels is at the same level of Robert Griffin III in terms of talent. I think Jaden Daniels is a significantly better pocket passer. He's a significantly better reader of defenses as a quarterback this early on in his career. But I agree with you. I mean, he does have a very frail frame. That's going to be a big question mark. And Washington, I'm not a big fan of their ancillary pieces. They're very old defense. Their offensive line, I'm not very high on. And again, it's going to be a lot of a heavy workload for JD3 to see how he ends up doing things in the nation's capital. But I love the talent for Jaden Daniels. By the way, we got to get some more Jaden Daniels back in the room. It's been a while since we've had JD.
So. I'm sure he'll be here sooner than you know.
James Cook on the, we just saw him obviously pulled in the Jersey headliner there. This is considered the cold front. This is the rivalry style lid that you're going to see at the brand new stadium for the Buffalo Bills coming up in week 1. Not too far away, guys. I think we are getting close to about 40 days away from opening night in the NFL. Honestly, doesn't seem that. For some reason, it feels much, much farther away than that. This is interesting. The White Sox just released Juridic Profar, the younger brother of Jurickson Profar, 19 years old. That's interesting. Anyways, so James Cook, awesome offensive here in the rivalry. It's going to have a lot more value than it usually does. So we got Randy Moss as well. Winter Warrior Speed Flex, absolutely gorgeous helmet here. For my opinion, the second greatest wide receiver of all time. Some at their peak, Common always ends up arguing, if you had to take a guy for one game, if you had to take a guy for one season, you're going to end up taking Randy Moss. Certainly cannot argue that whatsoever. I'm obviously very biased. I'm a big Larry Fitzgerald guy. You talked about Derrick Henry kind of having that career of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, model of consistency. Yep. Maybe the peak hasn't hit as high as some other guys. I think Larry Fitz is that for wide receivers. Just a model of consistency. Big-time postseason player as well. But Randy Moss, all in the same. Joe Buck still thinks that he performs disgusting acts on the football field all the time. But this is a beautiful...
He does.
Beautiful lid.
He doesn't?
Purple visor. I think he's certainly cleaned up his act since he's worked for ESPN. But I encourage him to do whatever he wants whenever he's with that ESPN crew. So, Randy Moss, Winter Warrior Speed Flex, Ashton Genty on the Las Vegas Raiders. Beautiful lid here for Ashton Genty. Awesome stuff. The 6th overall pick in last year's draft. 2 of the best collegiate seasons, and at Boise State history and NFL history for recent collegiate performances as well. Now, this is a guy, and I think we've seen this recently. We just talked about the Seattle Seahawks not too long ago. A guy like Sam Darnold, who clearly got drafted into a not so great situation with Adam Gase almost a decade ago, into a very, very abysmal Jets franchise that really set back Sam's development. We obviously saw at USC, he was no joke. I think Ashton Genty last year, unfortunately, got put in a very similar situation. A 2-win Raiders team. On the surface, you bring in a future Hall of Fame head coach in Pete Carroll. You added what looked like a stable quarterback in Geno Smith. They were trying to build infrastructure. Unfortunately, horrendous defensively, terrible offensive line. Everything cratered very, very early on for the Las Vegas Raiders last year. But I absolutely believe in the talent of Ashton Genty. Yeah. Had a couple of great breakout games last year. They signed Tyler Linderbaum from the Baltimore Ravens, the number 1 center on the free agent market. Again, you also end up adding a lot of other great pieces. I think the Raiders drafted very well on top of that. You get the first overall pick in Fernando Mendoza, Brock Bowers if he's healthy. The Raiders can have a sneaky good offense next year.
Yes, they could.
Unfortunately, they end up playing the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos twice a year. But I actually looked up their schedule on Thursday when I was here with Robbie. They have a pretty competitive schedule, at least in their favor. I could see them sneaking in about 6 wins this year, going about maybe 6-11, and moving the needle in the right direction for the silver and black. Wes Welker and Chad Johnson. Chad Johnson and Derrick Henry would be a great AFC North pairing. Wes Welker, if he is on a aforementioned Denver Bronco, he could pair up well with Ashton Genty. Not really sure, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry, why this Diamond Series is not moving very much. Again, this is a full-size authentic helmet series. Bare minimum, if you end up winning an item, it is going to be an authentic or, of course, one of the headliner speed flexes that we already have listed for you guys as well. So, go out there, take a chance. It is very, very well worth it, guys, as you have been able to see so far here in the UA Live Break Room. Still got a lot of other great series to get into. Me and my man Steven also got some great conversations to get into as well. By the way, he is not Steven for the rest of the show. Oh, no, it is Steven. Okay, never mind.
I did change it.
I was going to say just change it. Okay, so I guess LeBron
we don't need
came in for...
confused.
LeBron, I was going to say, you actually...
I don't think I've ever told you this story, though. When I worked at the hospital.
Yeah.
And the kids...
You got confused for LeBron James.
No. I was, sitting in with the kids. And, what's your name? And I was like, LeBron James. And they...
LeBron James.
No, they're like, okay, whatever. And I was like, no, it's actually Steve. He's like, no, it's LeBron.
No, it's LeBron. It's like, all right, cool, yeah.
LeBron. No, that kid can't change your mind.
That kid probably the only person on earth that thinks you'd be lying about Steve and telling the truth about LeBron. 25. Oh, 25. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, wow. It sounds like a...
I had a cult following.
Anyway.
What can I say?
Oh, man. I was going to say that would create a BFF for life. I would just love to walk up to somebody. I might just do that the next time I have a pickup order for Chipotle and I just put Michael Jordan on the ticket. Like, do you know how badass that would be if it's like, oh,
you've seen that one commercial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, God, that's it.
Yeah.
Just trying to relive it, basically.
Basically, bring that to real life. Dude, the only, did I tell you about did I tell you about the Rodon no-hitter story? I tell you about that? Okay, so it's kind of a parallel to this, but anyway, so Carlos Rodon, now at the New York Yankees, he pitched for my White Sox, drafted by the Sox. 2021, last time we were actually a relevant good team. He threw a no-hitter in April of 2021, and it was you talk about freezing for a baseball game. It was in the mid to high 30s all game long.
Yeah,
and we blew out the Guardians. It was a pretty easy game to win, but he threw a no-hitter. I was with about 10 of my buddies. We were belligerently wasted. It was pretty bad. And I was having a pretty visceral reaction. I'm crying. I'm emotional. I've never seen a no-hitter before in person. Obviously, you never expect to see a historical event like that. So we're in the outfield out in right center field, and I'm on the top railing. I'm basically tarps off. I'm kind of leaning over and stuff like that. I'm going crazy. So my buddy Raj is recording me, and we're leaving the ballpark, right? We're taking an Uber back to his place in the South Loop, and he ends up sending it to Stool Presidente. He ends up sending it to White Sox Dave. He sends it to the Barstool page. White Sox Dave actually ends up responding to my buddy, and he says, dude, this is effing awesome. This is great. I love this reaction. Little do I know, they posted on the actual main Barstool page and the Barstool Chicago page, and White Sox Day posted on his Instagram story. Not only that, but he ends up writing an article with me being featured in there.
Nice.
I end up, Carlos Rodon's wife, Ashley, shout out to Ashley, really awesome person. I've met her as well. Ashley ends up DMing me about it because I eventually got tagged in the post and stuff like that. She said, I showed this to Carlos tonight. He loved it.
There you go.
So anyways, fast forwarding to the next day. And again, if you guys ever want, an elite life hack to recover from a hangover, Panera, a lot of carbs, a lot of fun time. It's a great place to stop at. So I end up stopping the next day at a Panera Bread, and, I'm trying to get my wits about me. And I'm just, ordering something for pickup there. And I have these 3 high school kids they're waiting for an order as well. But they're kind of doing that thing where they're like looking at the phone. They're like looking back up at me or whatever. So I walk by them. My order's done first. And I end up picking up my order, and I'm like walking through the circle that they're forming. One of the dudes ends up tapping me on the shoulder, and he's like, we got to ask, like, is this you? And it ends up being the video. Yeah.
There you go.
So it was like that one 15-second of fame kind of thing. And bro, I gotta show you the comments from the original post. That shit was there's I kind of said there's no crying in baseball. It was either this is the love of the game or this guy's a total.
Yeah.
It was
There's no in between.
There was absolutely no in between. It was
not that I had a moment of fame or anything, but I did a post about my top 5 favorite Cubs of all time, and just the range of people you got, and I'm yeah, I was born in '91. Sorry I couldn't watch Billy Williams.
Yeah,
but they're my favorites. I got to watch them.
Somehow Cap Anson did not make my top 5.
Dude,
yeah,
someone actually mentioned that, and the guy's like, "Are you a vampire?"
Yeah. So
he's
yeah,
no one on TikTok Alive knows would be. No.
What was your favorite moment from Hack Wilson's RBI record-breaking season? Yeah,
I don't know how to help you with this one.
Yeah, when baseball gloves were the size of quarters that they were putting on their hands.
Milk carton,
yeah, yeah, they're actually using those as bats for some games. They're just giant milk cartons. So, guys, I am actually very concerned as to why this series is here. I'm concerned that you guys are missing from this series and that you're on the back of milk cartons right now. 7 headliners, 14 boxes, 3 golden tickets, $79 to get into this awesome series. If you win an item, by the way, that is not a photographed headliner, you'll receive $100 in store credit. $100 in store credit, $79 to buy in. I mean, you are literally going to win an item and be gifted money back from your investment here if you buy just one spot. 3 golden tickets that, do reside in the NFC East. This is why you got to get into the double up. We could have a triple up in the NFC East if LaShawn McCoy ends up being a Philadelphia Eagle, but Emmitt Smith and the NFC East, which makes this even more concerning. 158 for that double. You get the all-time leading rusher in the NFL and 3 golden tickets. John said most recently in the chat, that is what he is going after. Very, very cool stuff right there. So, a couple other stuff. We've been talking about a lot of Bills today. We already got a headliner Buffalo Bill out here in James Cook. How about a guy that's actually won an MVP award as a running back for the Bills? The Terminator, Thurman Thomas, on a beautifully red-inked autograph mini. Again, this is also going to be on a very, very nice cold front mini helmet alongside Jim Kelly. Both of those guys combined for 4 Super Bowl appearances out of the AFC. Very, very hard to do that. And I know, historically they kind of get, chuckled at from time to time about, not making and winning, or not winning a Super Bowl out of any of those 4 tries. Again, I'll never understand how making a finals, a World Series, a Super Bowl, and not winning it is a bad thing. You go through a gauntlet of a regular season. You obviously win multiple playoff games to get there. Of course, you make it there to win the whole thing, but you and I talk about this all the time, and we're eventually, once we get through this rundown, we're going to talk about a new Philadelphia 76er that is the poster child for this. A guy like LeBron James, who gets constantly scrutinized for, again, how many losses he's had in the NBA Finals, but he never gets talked about for really how many times he makes the NBA Finals.
Apparently that's not good
it's thrown out. It's
completely
thrown out the window.
Loses before the finals.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because for whatever reason, people forget about it more, right? It's a quicker slate over people's heads. So, Drew, this is next to that Derrick Henry Lunar Speed Flex and the Diamonds. This is my favorite for what we got here. Drew Brees This awesome
UA
retro
After Dark.
authentic.
It's after dark. It's the morning.
Yeah, it's gonna say it's UA. Yeah, it really is.
It's literally after dark.
The sun actually hasn't shined here in the Burrow area yet, so it is still after dark. Yeah, I gotta see what I can do for this actually to change this bad boy here.
I wish we could put quite literally on there, but
let me see if there's anything else that I can pull up in place of this, because I don't want to go through. Let's see, is there something else I can kind of just put up in the background for right now? How about the new picture of our newest guy, David, that we have?
Just hanging out.
just hanging out in the background. Shout out to David, man. Talked to him the other day. Seems like a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Here in shipping. I don't want to be. God, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy. Maybe the newest Patrick Kane that comes back.
The newest Patty Kane.
I'm just trying to think of something funny to make it the Cubs. Taylor, I do have the ability to put people in timeout. Do not be the first person I do for that. You know what? Just because I'm going to have fun this morning and I really don't give a damn.
Nice. Nice.
What y'all know about Portillo's, dog?
I'm sure plenty of people, well, at least in this area.
What you know about Chicago-style hot dogs? I mean, hey, this goes with you. This goes with Ultimate Autographs.
We bond on that one.
Yeah, we do.
I love Chicago-style hot dogs.
One of the best creations in all of mankind. Same with Portillo's, man. One of my favorite fast food places. One of my favorite places to eat. Now I'll bid on hot dogs. Yeah, we'll try to get an all hot dog series. That, you know what? That's actually an interesting concept. You can do an all hot dog series.
Just a baseball bro?
The biggest show offs for sports players that we get. Big egotistical guys. That might not be the nicest thing to say, but guys that have a little swagger.
I've always thought if we can get to that point, I think we'll take the next step.
Yeah,
As a nation, as a world.
Their signatures have to have some type of a hot dog on there. Which, by the way, do you put ketchup on your hot dog? Yes or no? No. Okay, you're a class. I only do if there's mustard involved as well.
I don't hate it, but I don't do it.
Yeah, you don't go out there. That's like probably
but
one
also,
of the...
But also,
I put ketchup on everything.
Yeah, but also when you're like me and you're on a diet, ketchup is delicious. Don't get me wrong, but mustard is 0 calories.
And
it's good. So mustard. I'm cool with mustard. I'm pretty. You're
I'm gonna start calling you Embiid because you were trusting the process, my friend. You were trusting that process.
Yeah, but I stay healthy. I
do mayo and a hot dog once in a while. Mayo, I would say, is the most underrated condiment out there.
See, I stay healthy, Rob.
Super versatile.
I bounce back up on my
diving for a loose ball.
No, tripped by my pal.
By your pal. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was trying to cut him off. I was trying to seal him off.
I was gonna guess that Luka was crossing you over.
Yeah,
maybe.
Right. Luka. That boy's gonna have to earn that one.
Luka,
not allowing that to go down.
Not going down on skates.
No.
Bo Jackson, custom jersey. Bo Jackson, one of the greatest athletes of all time. A guy that has had probably a lot of Chicago-style hot dogs in his days. Certainly made a name for my Chicago White Sox. Ironically, one of the biggest hits in franchise history for the Sox. He ended helping clinch our 1993 AL Western Division title with a sacrifice fly. One of the coolest moments in Sox history. I know Taylor doesn't give a rat's ass about that, but the Cubs did indeed slaughter Paul Skeens yesterday. Yeah, the Cubs are the Cubs apparently seem to be the kryptonite for Skeens this year. I think you said they're 0-3. The Pirates are against.
So. I don't think he's beaten us this year. He might have once, but hasn't. I don't remember it.
Very few people could say, hey, we circle Paul Skeens on the calendar. We want that. We want that ass. But the Cubs want all the smoke. De La Cruz, Baez talking about some hot dog guys. He dove for a hot dog. Yes, talking about Steven's knee. Did y'all do the pizza pie? Pizza pot pie in Chicago? No, but I will say this, talking about Portillo's. They had the last couple of years, I think they mostly do in the fall and winter, they have a combination with Lou Malnati's where they end up using Portillo's Italian beef on a deep dish pizza. One of the greatest things I have ever had.
I know at Rosati's they have the Italian beef pizza, but also
really good to have.
When I grew up in, I was growing up and I worked at a pizza place in Madison, I hammered hard for them to make the Chicago style hot dog pizza.
Oh. Oof.
And it was good.
Never had that before.
It was delicious.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I
don't think they sold it for like a month, but I was like, I'll eat this.
You got a favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni, classic, man. I always grew up, my dad, and I thank him for this. He's gotten me hooked on a lot of good stuff. Sausage and green pepper. It's a really underrated, I feel like, combo for those two toppings. I also love, like, ham. I have a really bad problem with ham. That's why I'm built like one. The sodium is terrible for that, but God, I could have ham on anything, man.
Can hammer down the ham.
Yeah, but ham on ham, going ham on that ham. You said, dang, that sounds good. Getting Taylor hungry, but we're hungry for some breaks here in the break room, guys. We've had two awesome breaks. James Cook and Mark Brunell currently on the table. Let's keep hammering things away, guys. Again, just $79 for a single. Any unphotoed headliner, so the secondaries and the hidden gems for you folks. That includes LaShawn McCoy and Zay Flowers. We obviously we sounded like a Derrick Henry fan club to start the day. Zay Flowers, incredibly underrated.
Yeah.
Over 1,200 receiving yards last year for the Baltimore Ravens. I think he's had over 1,000 every year of his first 3 years of his career. Going into year 4 this year, I've had him on 2 of my last 3 fantasy teams. He is so frustrating because you draft him expecting to be a number 1 type of wide receiver, but the guy never gets targeted in the red zone. So I think his career high in touchdowns is 5. Mm-hmm. He's had like 5, 5, and 4 for his career touchdowns year by year. But again, he's a receptions merchant, but he's a big play guy. He is a yak machine. Very, very elusive wide receiver. So, moving right along here into the multi-sport, this bad boy has been up for quite a while. And, you know, Steven and I are big baseball aficionados. Make no mistake about that. We know the love and understanding for a guy that's not known for his baseball prowess. However, Deion Sanders, a guy that actually led the league in triples one year in his Atlanta Braves tenure. Incredibly fast, incredibly versatile. Had actually a couple of above league average seasons offensively. And the reason why I'm kind of making that a big deal, look, and this is kind of the base of comparison. Again, anybody could argue with the wall on this, and that's totally fine when it comes to this. Baseball is statistically, scientifically, and factually the hardest sport out there to be consistently good at.
True.
Why do I say that? You fail 7 out of 10 times, and you are considered to be one of the best at what you do in baseball. Look around the league. How many 300 hitters exist in baseball right now? A handful, less than 10 among qualified hitters. So, and that's not the end-all be-all for barometers. But again, you put any type of athlete in a baseball box and say, Steven, I mean, I could put Lionel Messi, and obviously he's probably the greatest of all time in his sport. But you put Lionel Messi in a batter's box, you said, hey, hit 95. Once you can actually time up 95, try to adjust to an 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball with 12 inches of vertical drop. Now try to hit that while you have to sit and look for 95.
Yep.
You got to also work counts. You got to understand your strike zone. You got to realize what the guy on the other side does and does not have. You got to understand the arm slot, the arm angle. There are so many. And again, every sport is incredibly hard to master. I'm not diluting that. But baseball is. And for the nuances that people don't understand, oh, well, there's no cardio. All you do is hit a ball and run to first. All you do is hit a ball and run. Yeah. Well, how about the people that have to also defend it on the other side of it? If a person does square up the baseball, you got to get the good reads in the outfield. You got to be able to read. You got the jumps. You got to be able to read and react on the infield. How about being a catcher when you're asked to be a field general and you have to produce offensively?
Catching life ain't for the weak. I'll say that much.
That is, yeah, it's considered outside of probably the quarterback position the hardest sport in all professional sports to master. And the reason why I'm saying that for Deion Sanders is that Deion Sanders actually had some very good seasons hitting. Again, he didn't have really any pop, but electrifying speed that carried over from, of course, his football. But again, a guy that can hit for a high average, slap the ball around. Again, Michael Jordan, a guy that many people consider one of the greatest athletes in North American sports history, translated to baseball, and a guy that barely hit a little over 200 at Double-A. You know, he drove in a good amount of runs, but the greatest of all time in one sport, you know, was a guy that would have been a career minor leaguer in another. So, a lot of props to a guy like Deion Sanders and Curt Schilling as well. Look, if you know, you know, there are obvious reasons as to why Curt Schilling is not put into the Hall of Fame. And no, that's not for steroid reasons, if that's what you're thinking. But I think we all know, Steven, Curt Schilling, and I looked this up the other day, so I kind of have this by memory. 19 career postseason starts. You want to guess what his career ERA is in the postseason in 19 career starts?
1.84.
I love how you want that low. It is not that low, but it's pretty close. 2.24.
Oh, okay.
ERA, 11-2 record. Co-World Series MVP in 2001. He was an odd guy, and he must have loved it because he was a big odd year guy. Won in 2001, 2007, and then right in the middle in 2004, won 3 World Series titles. Again, one of the best big game pitchers of all time. That's why the Red Sox went out and acquired this guy after they had an embarrassing 2003 American League Championship Series. They knew that they needed another horse alongside Pedro Martinez, and Schill got the job done time and time again. $50 for anything Curt Schilling related is an absolute steal. Kind of like how I feel about this Weekend Warrior as well. Weekend Warrior, 5 headliners, 9 boxes, 3 golden tickets, 5 singles to go for $89 there for the Weekend Warrior Stasher Cash. Again, this is a Stasher Cash. The first time that we have ever done that here at Ultimate Autographs. In terms of having a Stasher Cash on the weekends. Very, very cool stuff here. Again, 8 to go in the double, 8 to go in the quad, 5 to go in that single. 3 golden tickets remain here. Terry Bradshaw Funko Pop. I wonder if Terry Bradshaw knew what the hell a Funko Pop was when he was asked to asked to sign it. It was like, oh yeah, no, is this like an action figure? You know, what do we got here? But again, 4-time Super Bowl champion, one of the cleanest signatures that we get in the entire break room in Terry Bradshaw. We talked about this team earlier with a brand new face to their offense, and this is him right here for what we got. And Mike Evans, retro authentic for the 49ers here. Very, very cool stuff right here for Mike Evans. I love the retro looks. One of my favorite looking authentics that we get in the entire room. Emmitt Smith, everywhere. Running rampant throughout the break room. The third separate series we still have Emmitt in. Go get the NFL's all-time leading rusher and the only MVP in Dallas Cowboys franchise history. Ricky Williams and Mike Ditka headline the secondary headliners. And you can see the value for each and every one of these things here. This is a perfect time to segue into talking about the golden tickets. Have not done so far in the show. But this is what we are valuing this at, folks. 3 golden tickets and a mini helmet. So at least you guys know what item you're going to get. When you do get those golden tickets, Steven, we are pricing this at $1,200 that you can get back in UA Store credit. That is how valuable a 3 golden ticket entry is to redeem yourself a helmet or an item in the locker. The Terry Bradshaw Funko Pop, $300 on the buyback. Mike Evans is $650. And the Emmitt Smith jersey, which would qualify under any other item, would be $200 back in store credit. So, the golden tickets, what the hell are they? Where can I find them? How do I redeem them? And what can I get with them? All questions that could be answered right here and right now. So, the golden tickets, of course, is now Ultimate Autographs exclusive rewards currency system. Your key to the locker and the golden tickets. They've been around for about a month and a half now, and an overwhelming majority of what we have had from people saying here, Steven, is that it has been an overwhelming success. Very, very popular, and it gives you guys a brand new reason to come back for you guys here in the break room. Really, really fun concept that we have created here for you folks. You earn the golden tickets to play through our live breaks. The more you play, the more you collect, and your tickets are yours to bank and use whenever you are ready. How do you redeem them? Once you've earned golden tickets, you redeem them in the locker. Every item shows exactly how many golden tickets it takes to claim it, so you always know what you are working towards. However, you cannot just hop into a break, win golden tickets, and walk away with them. There is one small caveat to winning your golden tickets and keeping them secured. How do you unlock the locker? You have to get to our second tier of our rewards program to join the rewards program and climb to the practice squad tier, the second level of our rewards. It's a very simple concept to do, guys. It is absolutely free to create your account here at Ultimate Autographs. Make sure you are signed in each and every time when you buy break spots, or else you will not get rewards points for the break spots you buy into. And, of course, it will not accredit your account with how much you have spent. To get to that practice squad part of our rewards program, it equates to anywhere between $250 to $300. That might sound tedious to some of you, but again, you can literally get into that with 1 or 2 break spots to get yourself started here in the break room. Once you've reached the practice squad, the locker is yours to explore as it stays to open up as you rise through the tiers. So I'm going to end up dropping a link to the locker here, and then I can kind of divulge, Steven and I, both of us, can end up talking about just some of the stuff that we have available in the locker right now. So since I was here yesterday, I can see that we have added, oh my God, the Matthew Golden is disgusting. That is
a sweet lid.
That is one of the best looking Packers lids I have seen. That is like a neon green paintball splatter speed flex there for 5 golden tickets, which is a really, really cool look that Trevor Lawrence is new. I've never seen a Dan Marino purple helmet look for the Miami Dolphins. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a hydro cream color on the back as well, which is really, really nice. The Ray Lewis is brand new. The Reggie Wayne is awesome. That is a very, very nice drip. Speed Flex, the Patrick Mahomes. We got multiple Patrick Mahomes guys that are available in that locker. We have 2 Patrick Mahomes left available because we had a Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes get redeemed yesterday. But as I said earlier, once you redeem something in that locker, Steven, you are able to see something brand new that gets put into that because it will refresh right away. So going back into the breaks, guys, the Huddle Up NFL Jersey Live Break Series. Single, double, and quad open and available. 7 spots to go in the single. 6 spots to go in that quad. Second time we're seeing Bo Jackson again today. AFC West hit for the now Las Vegas Raiders. Jonathan Taylor, an MVP candidate for about half the season last year. A former NFL rushing yard leader, and a guy Steven is familiar with, an alma mater from his home state of Wisconsin. The former Badger great had nearly 3 2,000-yard rushing seasons in his time as a Wisconsin Badger. Dickie B. Shout out to Dick Butkus, man. I always tell this little tidbit about Dickie B on air. My shoulda, coulda, and would have been grandfather. I was in a pretty serious relationship with my grandmother.
You wouldn't have been here if it was the case.
This also could be true. I would probably be looking a lot different. My genetic material probably would have came out a lot differently as well from Dick Butkus. But my grandmother always described him as being a gentle giant, said he was not the mean tackling machine that he was on the football field. That is for sure. So the only reason why they ended up splitting up, according to from what my mom told me, from what my grandma used to say, just geographical differences. So at my time, my grandma lived in New York. Of course, Dick was living in the Chicagoland area after his playing days. So it was just geographical reasons as to why that was. So I think some people say, Steven, one of the biggest what-ifs in the world.
Yeah.
To this very day.
I can see where you're coming from.
The conversations just never end when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Whew. Jeez, sorry. Ray Lewis, Baltimore Ravens.
Ray.
I'm just, yeah, exactly. I'm just that blown away from how gorgeous this Royal Ravens purple is for the incredible Ray Lewis. Ricky Williams, 420 blazed custom jersey for the Miami Dolphins, former rushing yard leader, and Texas Longhorns legend in Ricky Williams. By far, it runs unopposed. The most creative jerseys we get here at Ultimate Autographs is Ricky Williams. We've had pot leaves. You see the 420 here. He obviously inscribes smoke weed every day on a lot of his, let's just say a very pro-cannabis user in Ricky Williams. Very, very good. And a cult hero in a lot of ways for how much of a fun personality he was to watch on the football field. I talked about Nick Bosa of that rivalry authentic helmet lid that we have going on right now in that Diamond Series. The Fred Warner, he is the other half of that Niners defense that desperately, desperately needs to get back on the football field and stay there for the 49ers to have success this year. Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers of this generation. Marshall Faulk, former MVP winner for a running back, and of course a part of the Super Bowl winning greatest show on turf offense. How about this exclusive Ultimate Autograph signer, Trey Hendrickson? We know that Baltimore would agree that this is the biggest free agent pickup they've had all offseason. Ultimate Autographs, I think, would say the same thing as well. I think next month, Steven, he is having an exclusive signing via Ultimate Autographs in the Baltimore, Maryland area. Very, very cool concept. Awesome job by our team to snag a great one like Trey Hendrickson. So please make sure to get used to seeing Trey Hendrickson going forward, because we've kind of debuted a lot of his items in the break room this past week. Deshaun Jackson, MJD, the first pick in the draft. Ruxin took me and he kicked all your ass. And also Chad Johnson as well. So that's kind of a top to bottom rundown. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you guys. We are nearly half past the hour at about 10:30 a.m. this morning. If you guys are just tuning in, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Planet Mars, wherever you guys might be tuning in from. Had a lot of people joining in as well, joining up and in from Instagram. I could see Cowboys Hawaii joining back in over there as well. That was our guy Curtis Castillo that I was talking about from yesterday. Also, I think that actually could be John. I think that's John Campbell, actually, who has been with us as well on Twitch. He actually picked up a win as well. Hey, Richie. We know Richie Gianasca joining us from the Instagram side. What's going on, Richie Rich? Good to see you, my man. Very, very cool stuff. So, guys, let us know what you're interested in. What do you plan on playing here this morning? I know that you and I were kind of talking about this leading into the show. Kind of wanted to get your thoughts on a guy with LeBron James. LeBron James coming out in The King, saying that he has made his last and final decision of his NBA career to sign a 2-year, $8 million contract. Basically a vet minimum to join the Philadelphia 76ers. Just when you think that they made the blockbuster move of the summer, Steven, acquiring Jaylen Brown from the rival Boston Celtics, a team that they had a 3-1 comeback against this prior postseason. And then you could argue that they poached their best player from this past year in Jaylen Brown, former Finals MVP, and now they had arguably the greatest player of all time to what on paper looks like the best starting 5 in the NBA that we've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of expecting the same thing in the sense of we know Joel's not going to play every game. We know LeBron's not going to play every game. Both for very different reasons, by the way. One due to health, one due to age. But I think they're going to be really good, and they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. Dean Wade, 7th man off the bench. Anthony Simons is off their bench, too. It's kind of an underrated overall team. They have to gel properly, obviously. And I know the defense is the part that everyone worries about, but they just have to win the game. That's all they have to do. And they have a lot of great players to do that. Plain and simple.
What is your ceiling for this Sixers team?
The championship.
Do you think that they can legitimately win the NBA title?
I mean, things have to roll their way, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. I think the ceiling is that for them too.
Absolutely.
I was talking with Chip.
I mean, they need Joel Embiid to be moderately healthy, but if you're asking LeBron James the situation he wants to go to where he doesn't have to, again, not asking him to be the man necessarily, but like Jaylen Brown, he wants to score. Tyrese Maxey, he wants to score. Joel Embiid, he wants to score. LeBron James, I'll pass to you guys. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
We don't.
VJ Edgecombe as well.
Yeah, I could create for you guys. This is not a problem. I think LeBron might even, dare I say, shift to more of like that secondary rotational defending position and playmaking. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Picking his spots in that sense. Probably going to be the first time he averages under 20 points a game for his career. But that's just due to the shot totals I'm guessing he will be taking comparatively to his peers that are there. Because Maxey and Brown can carry you in scoring. Par alongside with VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah.
Like, they can carry the scoring. That's not a problem. Anthony Simons, he's not afraid to get a shot.
Shot up, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for floor spacing, too, if you want to run different, smaller lineups. I mean, Simons is the guy that would start on most teams in the league. LeBaron Philon, a guy that they got late in the draft that people are incredibly high on.
I know they like Bona. He's the backup center.
For now, I mean, again, energetic, rim running big. And I mean, now that you got an added playmaker like LeBron, you have an improving playmaker in Maxey. A lob threat. Great offensive and defensive rebounder. Dean Wade, that somehow, I mean, hey, look, D Wade and LeBron are reunited. So how about
D-Wade.
that? So
Caucasian D Wade.
Again, D Wade being a 3-and-D specialist, which is why I think Cleveland is going to be severely lacking. That is like their legitimate only perimeter defender that they lost to a rival 76ers team. I'm going out on a limb when I say this. Right now, and this is probably going to very much change, they are my third team right now in the Eastern Conference, and my second one might shock you. I still got the Knicks, because I always believe if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man, unless there's obviously some very, very extreme circumstances. Like, for example, a franchise star leaving the team.
Please don't say the Pacers are the team.
That's my number 2.
That's not a shocking pick.
That's really okay.
No, it's not a shocking
because I
pick.
said that yesterday too, and I got a little bit of a visceral reaction.
Chinmay?
Yes.
No, that's not a shocking pick.
Yeah.
The team that was just in the NBA Finals in Game 7, and their star player Achilles heel.
Yeah.
And they got better with Ivica Zubac.
Yeah.
And they still have Pascal Siakam. No, they're fine.
You get it.
They're
fine.
No,
that's
not a surprise to me.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not just
I'm very alarmed for the remainder. Again, the Knicks are the top team. I will give them that on the caveat that they won the championship.
Yeah, they are.
But guess what? How are they going to react when the target's on their back?
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
Sure.
It is just a lot different. And guess what? We have not had back-to-back champions since the Golden State Warriors. And until the investigation is done, they'll come to end it too, possibly. the Raptors are a very interesting squad.
Raptors are super interesting. My biggest squad, again, we'll get to Toronto in a second. I agree with the New York Knicks point. Again, anytime that you win a title, you become the predominant hunted instead of the hunters. But it's not like the Knicks were hunters the last couple of years. Ever since they put that starting five together, they clearly were one of the top teams in basketball. It's just a matter of everything coming together. New system under Mike Brown. Again, he put all the right pieces in place and they clicked. The team chemistry obviously is top tier in the camaraderie. Everything came together for the Knicks.
Absolutely. I'm not trying to take anything away, but again, it's still different. It's just not. You are the champ. You are the champ now.
Yeah.
Like it's that you're
the man.
You work so incredibly hard to win that first title. Not saying you don't win and work hard to win the second or the third.
Yeah, it's different.
But it's just different.
Yeah,
and it's not even unexplainable. Everyone knows. Mm-hmm. But again, the Pacers, they're pissed.
Yeah,
there's no reason they don't think they shouldn't be one of the top teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, the Celtics are still a really good basketball team.
They are.
They're just a really much more
championship pedigree,
balanced attack now. You know, Brad Stevens, I don't think it was much about the Tatum and Brown thing. It was just like, hey, I don't want to pay my 70% of my payroll to players.
That's what it was.
That's totally good. Like that totally makes sense when you want to build a quality team. The Hawks are fun now. I mean, they were fun last year. They were up 2-1 on the defending champs, by the way.
Super competitive, yeah.
They got Luke Dort now. Jalen Johnson's going to take another step potentially.
Bringing back CJ McCollum was big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, the East is the conference now that is a little bit deeper than before.
For sure.
And so, yeah, but I don't take... The only thing that's surprised is it's about Halliburton and how he returns. And that might get off to a slow start. But them being a top 3 or 4 seed, in my opinion, is not a surprise. They are a well-built team around them, and they're bringing pretty much everyone back.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? All the guys. I consider it one of the best growth years for them because everyone on that team got to learn how to play without Halliburton, and they had to get better by proxy.
It's a good point.
Now they go back to their normal roles.
Yeah.
With Halliburton drawing most of the attention and Siakam, and they got Zubac, man. Like that's such a nice plug.
It's a major upgrade over Miles Turner. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And then Neesmith, Nembhard, Obi Toppin, like
TJ McConnell.
The team is well built, and
Jarris Walker improved a lot this past year, getting more run.
I anticipate them to be right back in the picture.
I'm so glad that you and I are on the same page about Indy.
It's very star based, obviously, but that's the way the league.
I don't see. That's the only part I disagree with because I think Indiana has the best depth because of the guys that you just named. There's stars included, but I'm just saying.
No, but I'm saying when I'm saying star dependent, I mean the health of his Achilles.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Depending on the stars of their team to win.
100%.
But obviously that team changes completely when he's gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is the modern day Steve Nash in terms of. His numbers aren't going to be as eye-popping as maybe some other guys.
His game is not eye-popping.
But his efficiency, his way that he gets teammates involved, the way that they push the pace. That's why the Thunder, again, because the Thunder dictated and dominated pace of play 2 years ago when they won the title. Indiana sped up the pace. They were the only team that OKC faced that particular season where Indy was dictating on their own page, on their own terms, how they wanted to play. But getting back to the LeBron part of this really quick, and this is interesting because I'm just reading this excerpt from ESPN that I got highlighted. So Paul, the CEO of Clutch Sports, confirmed that James was deciding among Philadelphia, Cleveland, Miami, and Golden State. He explained that James's decision was an agonizing one, picking between joining a new team such as the Sixers or Warriors or returning to the Cavs or Heat. He said that you can see from the end of the season the emotional attachments and how hard it is to go away from a Miami and go away from a home in Cleveland. Paul said on Game Over podcast with Max Kellerman, who wouldn't want to play with Steph Curry and Draymond Green? I'm seeing the emotional roller coaster every single day. I think a lot of people were kind of hoping that Golden State.
That was the fun pick.
That was the fun aesthetics pick, but I'm glad that LeBron ended up choosing Iran. I don't know why there's such a obvious reaction of people being surprised by this. Like the reason why LeBron left Los Angeles is because he saw the writing on the wall that they are not going to contend for a championship.
No.
And clearly Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, etc., ended up telling him like, hey, we are now in the Luka Dončić era of Los Angeles Lakers basketball.
Which is okay.
Yeah, and by the way, I promise you if LeBron stayed in LA, he would not have taken the pay cut that he took, to be in Philadelphia. I can guarantee you that. So,
well,
but
like to the team's other, and I apologize for cutting you off.
No, you're good.
Him going to Miami, that team right now does not have enough shooting.
And LeBron would not have provided that much of it. He's coming off from a down year.
Now they would have been very interesting, and defensively speaking, could clamp anyone up, but they would be running into the same problem they've had their pretty much these past few years.
You know what's funny? People are saying that about Miami, and I agree with that. But look at what Miami has done in producing shooters over the years as well.
I'm not saying they don't produce shooters, but I'm just
signing Tim Hardaway was a phenomenal Norman Powell replacement.
Yes.
Because he was so good for Denver last year.
But man, what if they would have just re-signed Norman Powell? Now they probably couldn't afford him. Comparatively,
they couldn't have signed him.
But he can come here and shoot shots. I don't care.
I was just saying, why not flip him back at the deadline?
I'm happy to do so. I think that's part of the plan.
You already gutted your first round picks for Giannis. Might as well gut the rest of them and go all in. I'm just saying.
I don't
200
want
IQ move by Bryson Graham.
I don't want their picks though. I want
Houston's pick,
because when Kevin Durant leaves and they fall apart, I will take those all day.
Man, I was so high on Houston. That's such a disappointing team because I like so many of the pieces there.
Glorious king.
Al Prince and Goon, our wonderful Turkish king. But
KD shambles.
I like the move overall for Philly. I really do. I think it's going to be very, very fun. Without a doubt, I think this is a great fit for LeBron, as you mentioned earlier, to elevate and use the parts of his game that hasn't decreased as much as maybe the scoring aspect.
I would take 80-year-old LeBron.
I said that
any part of my team.
I said that his numbers are going to reflect kind of a prime Ben Simmons. I can see 16-6 and 8, 16-7 and 8.
I don't even know how
focus more
16, but he will.
Especially with the score. I mean, teams are averaging 120 a night.
I know.
I could see. Yeah.
But 11 shots a game.
Well, I think there's only going to be one guy off Philly's bench that's going to average double figures, and Simons probably.
I don't even think he's going to average double figures. I think he might average double figure shots.
Yeah. I like the lovely 6-game stint that he gave the Bulls, man. Simons is a bucket getter.
He's a bucket getter, exactly.
Simons can score the rocks. So Philly, definitely a championship contender.
Plus 1,000 right now.
Plus 1,000. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if that'll get
4th odds.
Barring
the Knicks. The Knicks are third at plus 900.
Here's one of the biggest things.
The other two are normal. And guess what? I'm probably gonna ride with OKC.
Here's one of the. I was pissed.
Because they.
I was pissed, man.
Well, no, but again, they were hurt. Obviously, that doesn't help.
I can't use that because they benefited from injuries as well when they won the title.
Yeah, no, but I'm not saying it's an excuse. Yeah. Well, what I am saying though is, it's a realignment.
Yeah.
Of okay. Now we're pissed again. Because they can tell themselves with a straight face, if our third best player doesn't act like a wimp, and Jalen Williams is healthy.
If J-Dub is healthy,
and Ajay, did he go somewhere? Where did he go?
Where?
Mitchell?
No, AJ Mitchell's still there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no, they can legitimately.
AJ Mitchell's still there.
They can literally tell themselves.
By the way, another guy that was missed most of that series against San Antonio.
They can definitely tell themselves there's no reason we. Because I'm telling you, I'm sorry, Knicks fans, if healthy OKC plays them in the finals,
I think OKC would have been favored. Yeah, I think they would have been.
Yeah. Now Knicks might have won because again for the same reason, but now OKC they're realigned again. They're not the champions. They're hunting again.
All due respect to Jalen Brunson, who was phenomenal in that finals.
They were great. They were the best team in the NBA this year.
San Antonio didn't have the depth of guard rotation on the perimeter. Yeah. Well, I mean, that too, but I mean, you had guys like Kason Wallace, Alex Caruso, even at times Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort. You had a swarm of multiple on-ball defenders that you could have given Jalen Brunson a lot more looks than the Spurs did. But Jalen Brunson's explosion in Game 3 really turned the tide of that series in the finals.
Yeah,
but
no, they absolutely won the title. Congratulations! I know the Knicks fans have waited a very, very long time.
In dominant fashion, one of the most dominant playoff runs we've ever seen.
Because you can only play who they throw you up against. Right?
By the way, you can say the most dominant. I mean, I probably wouldn't. I would make some arguments for some others, but I mean, the biggest win of margin in NBA Finals history in terms of just slaughtering teams in some games along the way. We're looking to slaughter the rest of the break page here this morning, guys. Quick question for you, dude. What was the time of our last order?
According to 10:06.
10:06.
Yeah.
You say, okay, guys. So, for our Chase wheel spin, we ended up doing the quarterback room. We rocked a single in that earlier. Since that is the case, I'm going to give this about another 8 minutes. I'm going to get to 10:50 for the Chase wheel spin. That'll be the cutoff time for the quarterback room. Look, I was even nice enough, guys. I was even going to tempt you for some early lunch. I was even going to take you out for a nice Chicago-style hot dog, Steven, Ryan, and I this morning. So, again, we're looking to restart things on that break page. James Cook And this lovely Mark Brunell, Game Day Authentic, has joined us here in the break room this morning. So just another quick whip around and look through here. On the break page, 5 is our closest spot to what we want to get into. What are we looking to Dolphin dive into this morning? Also, feel free to not be shy. Let us know in the chat as well what we are thinking, guys. How are you planning on spending your Sundays? What weekend plans do you have? Feel free to let us know. So you got any Sunday plans, man? I know you're going to be here in studio for most of the day, but got any Sunday night things that you're planning on doing?
Being here. I work all day here on Sundays.
You and me are in for the long haul.
I'm here till like 8:30 or 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, really 8:30 or 9. Damn, the whole.
I like to bulk my work.
The whole gauntlet. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where you're
home for the day.
I was gonna say you're home away from home. This is where you're praying all day long to the gods of ultimate autographs. So again, any questions at all for anybody? Any breaks that you want to talk about? Again, your voice, your words go a long way here in the break room, guys. If you want to plan a particular break, if you want to manifest something, be like, hey, I got a spot in this Weekend Warrior single stash or catch. Is there anybody else that's interested? Something I see a lot more and more later. Not later, but a lot more often, I should say, in the break room, is, if you put that out there and you say, hey, I'm in this, somebody else getting this, you can get a break spot in something, and then somebody else can help you out and get a break spot in the series you're already in. You'd be very, very surprised how often that actually does end up helping, how often that does happen. And at the end of the day, the worst thing that you guys can have here, is for us to just sit around, chat back and forth, and not get any production, not get as many things done as we would like to. Because again, that's the biggest thing for us here in the break room, guys, is making sure that we're getting stuff done. We're pushing things along. I know that a lot of the times as well can be a little bit frustrating if we end up not getting into the, getting a lot of the breaks out of the room that we're looking to get done. Because at the end of the day, we have a lot of people behind the scenes that do an incredible job creating these series for you guys. So that's why we end up having them up on the break page for as long as possible, because we definitely think that they are worth playing all the way through, no doubt about that. But again, at the same time, that stuff has just got to happen, man. Got to get some stuff done here in the break room today. And again, you guys are the best breaking community out there, so I have absolutely no doubt that y'all will get the job done. So with that being said, though, again, we've had about over 40 minutes since our last order, guys. So again, I'm going to be giving that till about 10:50 before I end up shutting some stuff down here. Let's see what we got. Favorite series that I probably have across the break room. Again, I'm a guy that I'm a shallow guy at the end of the day. I'm big on aesthetics.
Hold on.
I'm big on the most expensive stuff.
Let's take a look here. Yep, he said, let's do this. Is that the Weekend Warrior closed? I think so. Yep, Weekend Warrior single closed.
Weekend Warrior single. Did John close all those spots?
Yes, he did.
John, you're the effing man, brother. Thank you so much, dude.
Who wants to see a box?
Thank you so
very
much.
I'll get that up eventually. Number 6. Perfect. Thank you for closing that out.
Thank you, Johnny boy. Much appreciated, my man. Thank you very, very much. So that Weekend Warrior is going to be ready here in just a second, guys. That is going to be the single number 6. We're going to have that ready. I'm going to have Jill, Trenard, and John all in this. And again, this is Stash or Cash. Got some great headliners. John, what's the headliner that you're looking to chase here, my man?
One second, I gotta change the
No, you're good. You're good. What is that headliner that you are looking to chase? Yeah, yesterday when we had a Weekend Warrior tab, we had June the 20th somehow at the
back in the stepdad days.
I was gonna say whichever. Yeah, I was gonna say Father's Day days for sure. No doubt about that. So I'm going to ask for one number in that single. Again, we've made great progress here.
Yes. Chip it away.
Again, this will be our third break. Hopefully, it is not the last one that we end up doing for the show, guys. But again, after this break, unless we start to get some spots bought into that quarterback room for that week, that Chase wheel spin, that is what is going to follow immediately after. Again, if you are ever wondering what the numbers are at the bottom of the screen, you're about to see the Weekend Warrior Stash Your Cash pop up right now. John, sticking to his word, man. He wants those golden tickets. He's a smart man. He wants those final 3. Boxes 2, 14, 15, 17, 23, and 27 through 30. Gonna randomize these names for you folks 7 times around. If I do not hear a number called, I will end up going to the wheel. John said, screw that.
Bulls plus 650 to win 40 games.
It's actually,
They won't.
it's actually pretty good odds. Dude, I'm sorry, but we are probably the most mispriced win total this season.
Oh yeah, if it's 23 and a half,
that's just
I might bring a few.
that's just so asinine, bro. I cannot believe that. Look, if Caleb Wilson legitimately is a top 2 or 3 rookie of the year guy, Modest develops again. Powell, Giddy's good. Powell gets you an efficient 20 points, and Nick Claxton is a good rim protector and defender. Like that's actually an okay starting 5.
We get a Warriors, right?
Yeah, box 23. Yeah, box 23. So, morning, Jill, coming from Johnny boy, looking for a little conversation with the usual box calling queen. Maybe Jill's saving her box calling expertise as we continue to tra-la-la-la-la along through this Sunday. Sunday. Jill is going to be in the NFC North and the AFC North, the queen of the North, for potentially this final break during the 9 a.m. show. That was his box call.
Okay, I don't think we have 23, and
Really
I
isn't.
also have to check, but that's my duty now. So
Okay, yeah. See on that ticker. So give us a second here, John. Because I think 23 was on the ticker,
It is on the ticker.
but the
I
box
don't-
does not exist.
yeah, the box is not there.
Okay, that could just be happens with us all the time. Could just be an honest mistake. No worries about that. So John, not including 23, my man, you can recall the box from what we got. Again, that ticker is about to pop up down there for you. Truthfully, unfortunately, I gotta wait because the box calls are not on my side now of the monitor, so I gotta wait for them to come through here, and they're about to. And he said in that case, I defer to Jill. That is A-okay.
Has she been in the chat? I haven't seen her.
Haven't seen Jill really this
230
morning.
for 35 wins.
Interesting.
115 for 30.
So we have, 23 was not on the ticker, John. So we have 2, 14,
I just
15.
took it off. I just took it
Oh,
off.
okay. So
I just
2,
took it
14, 15, 17, 27 through 30. If Jill doesn't call something in the next 20 to 30 seconds, though, I will be forced to go to the wheel. So keep that in mind.
The Kings are projected to be the worst team in the league.
Probably them, us, Milwaukee.
Plus 150 for 25 wins.
That's sad.
Nets, it goes Kings, Nets, Bucks, Clippers, Grizzlies, Pelicans, then us. Wizards, Mavericks, Hornets, Jazz. Where's the Jazz get juicy? Plus 150 for 40 wins for the Jazz.
What is that again? Say that?
Plus 150 for 40 wins for the Jazz.
They got a squad, bro. They
Dude.
got a squad. Do we have box 2? Which again on that ticker.
It's on the ticker.
On the ticker, it says we have box 2. That should be the last.
Plus 1,100 for 50 wins.
I mean, just keep in mind what everybody thought about San Antonio last year, right? Box number 2. Box 2 is good, John. Thank you, my man. We'll get this break ready for you right now. Pop this sucker open.
That much like play.
I mean, for those odds, yeah.
Dude, I mean, they do have a good coach. They just haven't had a good.
Man, I had a 5-leg.
I like their infrastructure. You know.
Yeah.
I like that.
You might remember this one that I made. I had a 5-leg futures, and I went incremental for wins. I think I had the only team that I didn't hit was Golden State because of Steph and Jimmy. It was like Portland, Cleveland, Golden State. I forgot what the other team was. It was the top. San Antonio, because I took them for 45 wins at plus money. It was like a 23-1 futures, and Golden State just screwed me. expect. As soon as Jimmy went down, I know that they were cooked. And Steph missed a good part of the year, too. So that team, and they still, I think, got 40-some wins. Oh, this is interesting, by the way. We don't get this feeling of this box, Steven, very, very often. Whoever wins this is going to get themselves a freaking sweet treat. Oh, man, oh, my God, okay. This is the first time I have seen this guy on this particular item. We talked about how absolutely awesome his, wow, this is crazy. How absolutely awesome his jersey is. And the photo headliners for the jersey. How about this, John, baby? You are going to absolutely love this. No golden tickets. But how about a smoke weed everyday midi?
Oh, that's awesome.
This is a smoke weed everyday midi.
That secondary headliner.
Dude, that's crazy. Courtesy.
Great hit.
Out of all the items I expected Ricky Williams to be on, Johnny Boy, this was not one of them. Don't know if you have a midi in your collection, but you do now, unless you do decide to trade this in for $200. I highly recommend that you do not. This is absolutely awesome. So it's a mini speed flex. For those that have not seen a midi before, we have rare.
Awesome.
This is a rare thing in production. You probably see us on air pull this one once every couple of weeks. We do not have many of these. First time I've seen Ricky Williams, John. This is awesome. You called your shot, buddy. Way to go.
Nice. There you go.
That's definitely my hit of the show. That's not even close. No doubt about that. John Campbell Soup. 317-615. I'm assuming no other orders have trickled in.
No.
Ricky Williams midi. John, yeah, I definitely want to keep my stoner guy. There you go. From a stoner to a stoner. Round of applause again to you, John. So, with that being said, that is going to, and with that break, by the way, that actually gave you guys some more ample time as well. So for the Chase wheel spin here, that's going to be that quarterback room single. Going to get that in the name randomizer for you folks right now.
You got it, or you need me?
Yeah, I got you. It's just the one list. So you guys can see this right here. 8 names going 7 times around. Top spot draw will potentially win up to $100. Let's see what we got here. 6 times around, John Campbell, buddy. Could you win a back-to-back things here, or are you going to pass the baton to somebody else? You will be kind enough to do so as Kyle Brown. Kyle Brown, if you are out there, Kyle, 7th time around the world, does end up winning the Chase wheel spin. Kyle, if you are unfamiliar, like I said, if you want to start on any number in the world, if not, I will start on the number 1. I'll give you a few moments there while I do that.
All right, I just cooked this up.
Let's hear it. What do you got?
5 legs, NBA win totals.
Your NBA play of the show.
Yep. Jazz, 50 wins.
Okay, so this is going to be a retirement parlay.
No, not quite. Pacers, 45 wins.
What's parlay? That's what, minus
Close to even
2
money.
Yeah.
Close to even money.
Minus 150.
Bulls, 30 wins.
Would you get that for, like 150, 200?
115.
Plus 115?
Yeah. Blazers, 45 wins.
Yeah.
And then the Pistons, 50 wins.
What's the payout?
$10 for 1,700.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. The Jazz is the big one, but the Lakers are taking a step back. The Rockets aren't. I don't know what the Rockets are. They're getting Fred VanVleet back, but
yeah, which they desperately need.
Yeah, but
sure.
Again, what's his health?
You see their win total?
Over under or just I can gauge it.
I'm probably gonna guess 47 and a half.
Yeah, something like that. I didn't even go near them because I don't trust.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Yeah.
Any of their guys. I trust Kevin Durant, but
yeah, Amen and Sengun are good for sure, but they're not pieces for a championship team as of yet. So, Kyle, haven't heard anything from you yet, buddy. Top 3 hits of the show, by the way. I'll go Brunell 3, Cook 2, and obviously Ricky Williams has to be number 1.
That's a great choice.
What's going on, Gregory? Said if I bought a rip on the website, does that go on the next live feed?
Does not.
It does not. If you're talking about a digital rip, by the way, good morning to you, Gregory.
That would happen right then and there, I think, for you.
Yep, it happens right then and there. Your digital rip that you get, my friend, that is not done on the live stream. If you end up buying a personal, you do a digital rip. Those are not done on the live stream. The only things that you see happen live, my friend, are the breaks that you buy into on the live webpage. So we're going to do the Chase wheel spin for Kyle here. Let's see what he's going to finish the show with here, Mr. Ryan. And it's going to be a pretty good one. You know, certainly nothing you can Not certainly anything shabby. We're going to go with my first ever baseball number, Carlos Zambrano. I'm going to go with 38.
All right, there you go.
Going to go 38 right there. Very, very nice for the big Z.
That's for who?
Kyle Brown.
Okay, cool.
Kyle Brown, the big winner of the Chase Wheel Spin. But I think it's safe to say John Campbell is the big winner of today's show. John, hope you really enjoyed that mini, man. One of my absolute favorite items we get here at UA. I've been clamoring for us to do an all mini series for quite a while because I think that thing would fly off the shelves immediately. But it's a classic story of supply and demand. So hopefully we can maybe run that up the flagpole for you guys sometime soon. So you heard Steven. He's going to be putting in some serious work, hauling ass, kicking ass, and taking names. He will be over in the eBay live room. Please make sure to go check that out here at UA. Steven, buddy, any final thoughts before you say sayonara?
Well, lots of great stuff to be had, though, so go after it and have fun.
Go after it and have fun will be our motto for the day today. Just a programming update for you guys. As always, for those that are unaware, we have our 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock shows. No late night shows tonight, guys. Our 6 p.m. will be our final one. It's been a great week so far. As always, maybe your week is just starting. Maybe you're one of those Sunday is the start of your week type of people. If you are, let's have a great start to our week. We're going to say adios, sayonara from the 9 a.m. crew. That's Stephen Ryan. This has been Rob Hill. You have the best 3-letter first name, 4-letter last name combination on planet Earth coming up next. Rob Hill, Tim Shaw going to take you through the 12 and 3 before we end up putting you guys on for a great primetime show. I will address this final comment. Greg said I grab a break diamond full-size series. I don't know where to find. I will help you with that.
Yeah, so if you have an order number for you there, Greg, we can help you. So, yeah, okay, cool. So you just placed it. Fantastic.
Okay.
How close is that break?
He was the first.
He's the first one.
The first one of the diamonds.
So pop that up for him real quick.
Yeah.
And then, Greg, the eBay thing's a separate thing. You don't really have to worry about it all too much. For the break you bought into, make sure you come back here, Facebook, however you're watching right now. Just don't worry about that's a different thing.
100%, my man. So, Greg, appreciate the questions. John and Taylor, appreciate the comments as always, guys. Always fun engaging with you. By the way, Gregory, just so you do know, again, continue to ask the questions. We will be back in exactly 1 hour. We will be live at 12, 3, and 6, as I just mentioned. John said, enjoyed it, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You do as well, my man. I will definitely be expecting to see you back here at some point today. For the final time, that's Stephen Ryan. This has been Rob Hill. Do not talk to strangers. Eat those damn vegetables, and I will see you on the other